you made a huge leap and commitment and left your other job many years ago, over 10 years now, and decided to devote all of your time to your music. And I've always felt that your music was coming from the highest place. And for those that know you, oh my gosh, Nona Brown is so dedicated to her service as she goes and sings with some of the best church people. Every Sunday you're out there singing, aren't you?
Every Sunday I have been a music director at someone's church for 42 plus years. It's kind of scary.
Amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. And it took you around the world because you got to play with some of the top people on tour. People who, some of them are not alive right now, but are legendary people, right?
Yeah, it's been a tremendous blessing. I do what I do from the gift that God gave me. It's my passion. Music is, I call it, my most effective way of communication.
Yeah, I think
it's through music.
I could not agree more. I was just talking about that subject. And you dedicated yourself to your music full time, and boy, did you take off. You're a voting member of the Grammys, but you decided to get into it and very involved with it. And as you got more involved, you gave 100% of your commitment and time to really reaching out to everyone in your community and having them involved and interactive in ways that I'd never seen before.
Wow. That is really great to hear, because that truly is my heart. Everybody truly is someone. Everyone has something to contribute to this universe, and we all are in this thing together in terms of music, and we're all at different levels.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that because we are at different levels that we are treated accordingly.
Ooh, beautiful.
You should be treated according to who you are.
Wow.
Not what you've done.
Wow. And that is such a gift that you have that understanding, and you have been able to achieve the powerful position you're in. Of course, it's Grammy season, and I don't know how many people know your whole story, but I know enough that I think it's appropriate that we tell a little of it, because it's where this song that we're going to play after we're through talking came from. You have a wonderful family, a beautiful family, but you experienced so much loss due to cancer.
Absolutely.
In your family, how many people? Tell me how you were affected by the loss of some of your members of your family.
Breast cancer runs very highly in my family. My mother passed away when I was in my teen years of pancreatic cancer. Two of my blood sisters were diagnosed with breast cancer and have passed on.
Oh.
And the list goes on and on and on with the people in my life, whether it was blood-related or very close-knit, dying of cancer. And 10 years ago, my worst fear came on me. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And thankfully, I survived. I'm surviving, and hopefully being a positive light of encouragement and a beacon of hope for others who face breast cancer or any type of cancer. And
that is the basis of the song. I wrote some of the words, and you got so... I was so impressed with your dedication to creating this music, and it wasn't like something you just threw together. You worked at it, and you worked at it, and you did it over, and you did it over. And I don't know, how, was it like 4 versions into it? You finally...
Yeah, there probably was 4 versions, but I really have to pause, Cindy, and really thank you, because you truly, even though I have experienced breast cancer, and I intertwined my journey in this song, you truly were the visionary to want to work together on a song that would be something that would encourage people who are dealing with cancer and who are just dealing with circumstances that look just, really bleak. So by you coming to me with your words, and of course, we worked things out, it really took both of us. It really took both of us for this vision. And I'm grateful for that. I think that the outcome is incredible. Everyone that hears the song, they're so moved by it. And so that's the intent. Even though it's up for Grammy consideration, of course, I would love to call you, Cindy, screaming, saying, OMG. But if that doesn't happen this time, we want people, every listener that hears it, we want them to be uplifted and to feel hope.
Is it okay to mention the category it's in? Because I know there's been some switches in categories.
Yes, it's okay to mention the category as long as we don't reference numbers, but it is in 3 categories. I did not enter in these categories. They were moved there. But it is in Song of the Year. It is in Best Pop Solo Performance, and it is in arrangements, instruments, and vocals. So it's 3 places.
Well, I applaud you in that. And it's so interesting the way this journey happens and how music, in this particular case, it kind of predicted things that happened to me in ways I never could have imagined. Because as you know, about 4 months ago, all of a sudden this song had new meaning to me. And,
I bet.
and it wasn't breast cancer, but it was definitely life-changing. Occurrences, and unfortunately, you saw because some of the texts I sent you. You can see, what happens.
You're doing just fine.
What happens is the way I send messages sometimes comes out a little backwards. And thank you for your patience on that. But all of a sudden, this song, because I've been listening to it, all of a sudden this song spoke to me in a new way I never would have imagined when you wrote this.
Wow.
And all of a sudden I'm listening to it and I'm going, whoa, there's a double level of deep connection. I'm getting to it now that I never would have imagined when this project began. And people need to know that you don't have to be a breast cancer survivor or a cancer survivor to really be uplifted by this song. Because the vision or what the meat of this song came to me is that it takes a miracle. The miracle is actually us. Yes.
The miracle is how you choose to respond to whatever your devastation is. Because when we have an incorrect response, a negative response, and we go into it defeated, pretty much the outcome is going to be defeated. I've seen people have situations in their lives and they chose to have a perspective on it. It may not have changed the final outcome, but it did change the time that they had.
I can't tell you.
They were able to enjoy their life.
That is such a beautifully powerful thing you just said. And there's such a key in that. And
yes.
I have never seen times when so many people have gone through so much and been tested in so many ways. And it's so important now to take that look at the high road and to choose the highest way of dealing with your challenges and your life.
Yes.
And you cannot be brought down to the point where you let those challenges you have defeat you. And completely crush you, because that's not the option. You can't choose that option. The option is always to be able to take that high road, and that's right. That's what you have expressed beautifully just now. And
it's called hope.
Yeah.
It's called hope.
Yeah, and in a way, this song is also got the hope, but it's also a way, a prayer of sorts to people who are challenged. I'm going to play it here in a minute, but you took it to such a beautiful level that you taught me a lot in the way you dealt with it. You not only did the song, but you created a beautiful way of packaging it in the art. But then you actually did some interviews, which I found so touching. You interviewed, what, was it 4 or 5 people of women with with breast cancer?
Yeah, there was 4 of us, 4 women in music. I did a documentary basically on women in music who have experienced breast cancer and who are survivors. And I'd never done anything like that before. Just basically interviewed these women on our iPhone, never put a documentary together before, hired an editor, and there you have it.
And it was really good. It was wonderful. Is there a place people can listen to that, the interviews and everything?
Yes, they can find It Takes a Miracle Sound of Survivors on YouTube.
Oh.
So that you can just type in Nona Brown, It Takes a Miracle, in parentheses, Sound of Survivors documentary.
Well, I think there's so many people who are facing challenges right now. And I think there's always a choice, and it's not easy. It wouldn't work these are not easy choices. These are choices.
No, they're not.
Choices you make under the challenge of life and death sometimes. But sometimes you just have to take the high road and to look at it in a way that you might never have thought before. And, for you, I know it's prayer, and it's your community and the people that you work with. And you create a support group of people who love you, and I'm always impressed by that, the way you do it. And you work very, very hard. I mean, you're traveling.
I really do.
Yeah. No, you do.
I really do.
Yeah. I mean, you're traveling all the time. You're doing your work, and you're doing your church work as well. And you never let that go. You never say, I'm just too busy. You never say that.
Yep. Well, I have to confess, to the listeners, it took us 2 years to get to this song? A year and a half?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was well worth the wait.
Yeah.
When Cindy contacted me about the song, I said, I would love to collaborate with you. I said, but I'm going to be honest with you out of the gate. It's probably going to be at least 6 months before I can get to it. And 6 months turned into a year and a half, and here we are.
Well, I feel very
well worth the wait.
Well worth the wait, and I've learned so much from you, and I feel very blessed to see your journey and know your journey and be inspired by your journey, and know what it took for you to get through it all. And I know you're inspiring other people now. I'm going to play the song, and I have to say, Nona Brown, you truly are an amazing inspiration and a gift. And is there a good site for people to go to that, again, people should go if they want to find out more? What site would they find out all your stuff and your works?
Well, you can go to my website. It's nonabrown.org. Nonabrown.org. And I'm always very active on social media.
Yep.
So you can really find me on Instagram at official Nona Lisa Brown.
Wonderful. Always good energy, always beautiful vibes, and always inspiring. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedule for calling in, and we're going to play the song for people right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It takes a brave soul to heal the pain. A warrior to fight again and again. Great courage to believe what you can't see. A miracle, it's true, and it's alive inside of you. It takes a miracle, yes, it's true, and it's alive inside of you. You wonder why, oh why this had to happen, but you keep pressing on while trying to stay strong. If you need a friend, I am right here. I know this road, I've traveled it before. It took a miracle,
So beautiful, the great Nona Brown. I just love that song. Well, I didn't get a chance to finish some of the songs that I'm just in the process of finishing up and completing, and I really wanted to be able to play some more of it. So we're going to go back to some of the pieces I'm doing right now, and they're absolutely beautiful. These are not published yet. These are brand new pieces that I'm doing, and I wanted you to hear some of them only because I love good music and this is good music. So what are we going to play, Gary? What do you think? We're going to go into track 2, or are we going to?
Yeah, track 2, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the second track from the yet to be released album that I did. That is so touching, I feel, but not out yet. So this is kind of a premiere, world premiere. As we follow on the path, on this long, long journey home, sometimes we get distracted and forget the reason that we've come. Sometimes we carry on, but long for our distant home. And we beg to be reminded of the reasons that we've come. And life will sometimes turn in strange and mysterious ways and reflect to us what we may need to stop and listen to that sacred space. And then we stop and we pray. And we ask to remember and see that presence before the breaking of the day. Oh, those traces of the glory, of the mystery you reveal. Let us feel that story and the reason that we need. May we be transformed by that light and the love which we know exists. May we bring a little more heaven to earth and remember that magnificence and the truth for which we live. Lift us when we fall. Be there when we hold out our hand. Remind us what we need to hear. to glorify this sacred land. May we always bow in gratitude and remember why we came and hear the echo of your music. And be transformed in that blessed light of dawn. The coming of the new day. The world premiere. And it's been a process. The next process is putting it all together and making a little booklet out of it. I want to thank my wonderful musician friends. They're just so inspiring. I'm so blessed to be able to work in that field where I can work on expressing my thoughts and soul through music. And I thank all the people out there that do the same. It's been really a wonderful journey. I want to thank everyone. We'll be doing Kalani Pea next week, next Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening. A big aloha.